In the modern age of knowledge and achievement, it is easy to mistake knowing for being. We read scriptures, attend discourses, and perform rituals, but these alone do not constitute true spirituality. Paramartha, or the pursuit of the higher spiritual truth, is not about erudition or argument, it is about transformation. Saints again and again remind us, spirituality is not a philosophy to merely discuss, it is a discipline to live. Austerity, devotion, surrender, and inner purification are not abstract ideals, they must be expressed in daily life. As Sri Maharaj beautifully explains, even a highly learned man may carry pride, but a seeker of truth must set aside the ego and approach God with simplicity and sincerity. The acid test of spiritual growth is not how much we know, but how much we live it. Discourse. A highly learned man once went to the palace of King Janaka and sent in word of his arrival, expecting the king to order that he be immediately ushered in and to shower honors on him. The saintly king divined that the guest was filled with pride, and so sent a reply that he come alone, meaning minus the pride. So we too should set aside our ego and sense of self-importance when we go to see Rama or the Sadguru. So long as I recollect who I am, duality evidently exists. We should not approach God in order that our ego or self-pride may be pampered. Even at the shadow of a desire that evil come to another person, take it as a sure sign that pride is lurking, nay, growing in the heart. You should love God as much as, if not more than, your wife and children. Desire nothing but what God wills. That is the key to success in Paramartha. Merge your desire into that of the Lord and live contentedly and happily. Duty done with complete selflessness is its own reward. A mortgagee is not entitled to put a mortgaged article to use. Treat your wife, children, everything you have as a mortgage to you by God. Do your duty in everything, but keep off the idea that they belong to you. Protect them dutifully, but be unconcerned, detached about them in your heart of hearts. It is indeed a crime to feel attachment or proprietorship for them, and to feel pleasure or pain on their account. A person who has turned to God must show an appropriate change in his attitude and behavior. One should abide by certain moral standards, either out of understanding or by implicit faith. One should be firm on one's belief, free from confusion. The mind should be adequately determined, fortified. Just as a white garment is easily soiled, so are good deeds more prone to meet with opposition. We should resolve to disregard them. When thought and action are in consonance, words will automatically conform to them. The more a man's learnedness, the weaker his faith. Read but little, ponder deeply over it, and act up to it. Paramartha is entirely a practice-oriented discipline. Its goal is acquisition of unshakable contentment and joy. Joy comes to your life when you do your duty in the remembrance of God. Personal reflection. Sri Madhusudana Saraswati, the renowned scholar, philosopher, and saint of the Bhakti Advaita tradition, perfectly demonstrates that true spiritual excellence lies in practice over pride. He was once challenged by orthodox scholars who criticized his devotion to Lord Krishna, saying it conflicted with pure Advaita. But Madhusudana, though deeply versed in Vedanta, was unmoved. For him, bhakti was not a contradiction to jnana, it was its natural culmination. Despite his brilliant scholarship, Madhusudana took to deep personal austerities, bhakti, and total surrender to Krishna. His magnum opus Bhagavat Bhakti Rasayana shows how bhakti is not just emotion, it is rigorous sadhana. In fact, he voluntarily suffered many hardships during his time in Varanasi, choosing to live a life of poverty and service, never deviating from the discipline of practice-oriented spirituality. Once, when insulted for dancing in front of Krishna's idol by those who considered such acts beneath a jnani, Madhusudana simply smiled and said, "Let those who understand only dry logic remain content. I have tasted the nectar of Krishna's feet. I do not need their approval." His was a life not of pride in knowledge, but of humble surrender and lived wisdom. Like King Janaka's lesson, Madhusudana Saraswati's life tells us, scholarship is of value only when soaked in humility, selflessness, and constant divine remembrance. Let us remember, Paramartha is not a stage to perform. It is a garden to cultivate. Every day, with every act of duty done in remembrance of God, with each moment of detachment and inner surrender, we inch closer to true joy. We are not asked to abandon the world, but to transform our relationship with it. Our families, our work, our body, None of these are obstacles when seen as divine trusts. Let us give up spiritual pride and intellectual ego. Let us love God with the same intensity we love our dearest ones. Let us live Paramartha. As Shree Maharaj says, joy comes to your life when you do your duty in the remembrance of God. That is the essence.